recognize this song? Dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da da. Yes, a few of you are. I didn't even have to finish it. So it's like one of those iconic tunes, right? It's either like you know how to play it, someone you knows how to play it, and if you don't, like I'm really sorry you were robbed of a great childhood. Music has always played a really important role in my life, whether writing, singing, or playing it. But 14 years ago, I wrote my last song and I decided that was it. Now, this over here is me at 10 years old. My mother and I look like we could have stepped out of a scene from The Matrix. That is bulletproof hair. It really was a thing. But as much as that was, you know, from pastor's kid to investigative journalist and almost everything in between, I'm what I like to call show pony 2.0, recovering perfectionist and creative enthusiast. I've gone through so many resets and reinventions that I reckon I'm hot on the heels of Madonna. I mean, not that it's a competition, but like I'm close. And 7.5 years ago, I left South Africa with a 30-kilogram suitcase, 18 kilos heavier, and $0 in my bank account. I arrived here knowing 3 and 5 million people, and at my third immigration attempt, so I feel ya, my third immigration attempt, I knew that I had this one chance to start again and to make it happen. Now, I was like a virgin to New Zealand fashion shops, to the beautiful Maori culture and the rain. You know that song, like God Bless the Rain Down in Africa? Yeah, it's Africa, not New Zealand. It's Africa. But I'm wondering whether it's because of all of those sappers that are living on the North Shore here that brings the rain here. At first, when I arrived, I was like, woohoo, nobody knows me. I get to be and do whatever I want. And then eventually I was like, oh my God, nobody knows me here. But hold on, who am I and what do I want? Yeah. So, you know, and not knowing that whole situation of, you know, what am I going to be? Does anyone know that feeling of starting again, by the way? Anyone here? Yeah. As Show Pony 2.0, I'd become a pro at shape-shifting myself into being whatever I thought I needed to be to fit into a specific role, to be liked, to belong, and even to be loved. Oftentimes turning down specific parts of me that I thought were wrong or were too much or too little. Today, I stand here as a human in progress and as a proud Afri-Kiwi. We can swap horror stories as well, but as a proud Afri-Kiwi. And I know that the years that I've spent here have been years that I've spent coming home to me. But first, we've got to talk about that reset. Okay, so when we're younger and throughout our lives, I believe that we get given these codes of conduct. And whether it's by like teachers, schools, whether it's religion, culture, society, we get given these codes of conduct that tell us how to live our lives. And they're good, right? Codes of conduct are good. They tell us like which side of the road to drive on and how not to be a jerk at Christmas. If anyone needs one of those for a family member, come and see me afterwards. And also why it's like not a good idea to pitch up at work in your birthday suit. So codes of conduct are good. But here's the thing. So many of them have become so outdated. And in fact, so many of them, as so many of the beautiful speakers before me have gone on to say, so many of them have also never actually been fit for purpose. And they've actually gone on to do more harm than good. And I call them our codes of conduct. Like, girls should wear pink dresses, pink bubble dresses, and wear their hair down. Or strong leaders are hard leaders. Real men don't cry. I tell you what, hey, tall poppy syndrome has chopped down more dreams than COVID. And imposter syndrome continues to suffocate the life out of so many great leaders who are already in positions of leadership. Wouldn't you agree with that? You know, we have been shown in our lives and even told to turn down the you in so much of what we do. So much of what we do. And I believe that we've been knocked down, we've been knocked back into a state of protection. Now, according to psychologist Ryan North, he goes on to say that as human beings, we're actually wired for connection, to be together. But trauma, and Brene Brown, of course, she also is the queen of that, but trauma rewires our brains for protection. I believe that we've been living in a prolonged state of protection. How many of you would agree for the last couple of years, right? Yeah. And it's cost us our connection. If we have a look at Gallup, they released a report this year, and they say that 80% of employees are currently disengaged. and it's costing the world a whopping $7.8 trillion. But it's also costing us our health, mental and physical. It's costing us our relationships, our happiness, our peace, and it's even costing us our dreams. But here's the thing, right? I'm here today because I believe that we can change all of that. You see, I get really excited about this part. You see, I believe that when we're born, we're like this glorious symphony ready to be played at full volume, with a song of hope bouncing with notes that are toe-tapping, shoulder-dancing, heart-flying beats that crescendo into moments that could soften even the hardest of faces. So I believe that we're here to play our song, to share our symphony with the world. But sometimes we forget that we're a symphony playing a simple song. Dum, da, da, da. And in my full keynote, I go on to talk about how we can go about hitting that reset button so that we can come back and reconnect to things like purpose that steers us and potential that empowers us, passion that fuels our courage to turn up the you in all that we do so that we can reimagine what's possible for us. Because according to Harvard Business Review, authenticity in the workplace, the majority of employees are saying that it leads to so many great benefits like better relationships, higher levels of trust, greater productivity, and even a more positive work environment. So, I kind of look at it and I go, so how do we start and where do we start? And so I'm wondering, what if we could start today, right now, right here, to just turn up the you and even just one small thing that we do. And as you go out here into the festive season and as we welcome in 2023, essentially another reset, what if we could turn up just a little more courage? Turn up saying yes to spontaneity, putting up stronger boundaries, or showing up just a little bit bolder, a little bit quirkier, a little bit funnier, but with a flavor of you that only you can bring. Because as we inch further away from protection, it brings us closer to connection, and that's when it becomes so much easier for us to do hard things, brave things, great things. And that's what Turn Up the You is really all about. But hey, it would be remiss of me to ask you to do that if I wasn't willing to do it myself. And so, after 14 years, I have gone on to write a new song. But not just any song. It's a rap song. Yeah. So, now, this 43-year-old Parky Howard woman, yes, she's about to rap for you. I know a few of you are looking very concerned. Don't worry, no one's going to get hurt. But I know it's really early in here, and in a few seconds we're gonna turn up the volume, and we're gonna turn up the fun in here. And my invitation to you is just get in amongst it. Yeah, will you join me with that? Will you? Yeah. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, excellent. Now I need that microphone, please. So, who has our? Oh, thank you, Jordan, darling. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. So, all right, fellow hip hop enthusiasts, at least for the next 2 minutes of your lives, is a song. I would like to introduce you to, and I would like to introduce you to 21 Truths to Turn Up the You, my rap song. Take it away, Bex. All right, here we go. Welcome to my World Family Tour rap. Hurricane Ian, Hugh Jackman on Broadway, and a kaleidoscope of heart and happy moments. Here's what I learned, I want to share it with you. Now it may be nothing new, but it may save you a few. Heartbeats here or there, sparking more compassion and care, spreading empathy, because it's the currency of connection to you and to me. So raise your hands or like you just don't care, but you know that we do. Maybe it's time for us to choose a new adventure. In time and in place that reconnects us to purpose and with leaning into our greatest potential and dreams that leads us to being the greatest we can be. But before we do, we got to remember our own tune and to turn up the you, all that we do. Turn up the you and all that you do. Turn up the you. It's time we choose 21 truths to turn up the you. Stand on your feet, get with the beat. Oh, no, really, this is the part when you stand on, join me. Stand on your feet, let's get with this beat. Yeah. We're dropping these truths like we're popping these brews of potential and existential truths. 21 truths, here we go. Always wear sunscreen, that guy's still right. We're all perfectly imperfect, so give up the fight. Saving people has been made redundant. Forgive often and let that shit go. No, you can't trust others if you don't trust yourself. Wait 10 seconds, you may not want to say it. Voice your expectations and listen to someone else's boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Put your dreams out there, they may just surprise you. Say yes more often. Wear that bikini. If you want to be happy, be happy. Life a shit sandwich, make a new one for free. Listen like you want to be heard. Yes, today is that day. Pop that champagne, you are lovable. No matter what you may think, even if they don't smile back, just keep smiling, be generous. Because there's always enough, have your own back. Remember to lift others up. When in doubt, be kind. I can tell you that it feels so much better than being an asshole. Put your hands together. Turn up to you. Come on. In all that you do. Yeah, you're getting it. Turn up to you. It's time we choose. One more time now. Turn up to you. Yeah. In all that you do. Turn up to you. It's time we choose. Thank you. You're amazing. Look at the things you can do so early in the morning. Now, look, just so that you all know, I'm not after Missy Elliott's job. But I played this for a really great friend of mine who's also a really respected colleague, and he said to me, oh my God, Bonita, he's like, there's one more truth you can add to your 21 truths. I said, well, what is it? He said, don't die with your music still in you. Thank you so much.